Now we'll see what are the operations we can perform on dictionaries. We can generally, as I said, we can already create a dictionary in the previous introduction episode. In the previous introduction, I told how to create a dictionary, and here we can access an items in a dictionary. We can add a new item to a dictionary. We can modify an existing value in a dictionary. We can delete a particular item in a dictionary, and we can also delete a complete dictionary. So these are some of the operations which you can perform in a dictionary. So now I'll open my PyCharm IDE and show these examples. So here is my dictionary, and how do I access an element in a dictionary? So I'll say print my dict, and I will give the name as Avina name, and that means it will give us the name value, give us the value of that name. You see it's giving me Avinash, and if I want value of key 3, it should give me value 3. So that's how we can access an element in a dictionary, and we can also add an element to a dictionary. So we can add an item to dictionary, like we can say my dict, and I'll say key 4. I'll add one more item, I'll call it as key 4, and I'll give value as value 4. As I said, it doesn't need to be string always. I'll just give 1, 2, 3, 4 now, and now I'll print this my dict again. You should see this key 4 should be will be added to this dictionary after along with these 4 items. There should be a 5th item called key 4. Let me run this and see. You can see name, country, key 2, key 3, and key 4. So that in that way we can add items to a dictionary. The syntax is this: we just need to call the dictionary and pass the key here and pass the value here after equal to. So this way we can add elements to a dictionary, and next we can modify a value in a dictionary. So I'll again take this, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll keep 4, 3, 2, 1, and I will print this my dict again. So ideally you should change this 1, 2, 3, 4 to 4, 3, 2, 1 for this key. So let me run this. You can see for key 4 the value is 4, 3, 2, 1. So in that way we can modify an existing value in a dictionary. So that's how we can add and modify elements in a dictionary. So the next is to delete an item in a dictionary. So how do I delete an item in a dictionary? So for deleting, I will write del, and I'll call my dict, and I'll delete this key 4. So I'll give this key 4 here, and I'll print this dictionary. We should ideally see that this key and this value associated with it should not be presented in the resultant output. So you can see this key 4 has been deleted. So that's how we can remove a particular item in a dictionary with keys. And if you want to delete a complete dictionary, we can give del and just give my dict. And if you print it, you'll see an error, obviously. You can see my dict is not defined because it is deleted here. So guys, these are the operations you can perform in a dictionary. And there are other options like length, membership, and iteration. So we can also find the length of a dictionary. The membership means whether the item is present in this dictionary or not. We can check that, and we can also loop the dictionaries. So I'll start with length. So how do you find the length of a dictionary? Print length and pass this value my dict. So you should see actually the dictionary we have deleted here. So we are still seeing the error. So I'll just comment this deleting dictionary item, deleting dictionary part, and we'll run this again. So it says 4 name, country, key 2, and key 3. So it says 4. So that's how we can find the length of a dictionary. And next, a membership. Membership means we can check whether if name in my dict. It will return as a true or false. So I'll just, instead of doing if and writing conditions, I'll directly print here. You can also directly print here. So it name in my dict, if the name is there, it will print as true, or else it will print as false. So let me run this. You can see it gave me true because name is there in the dictionary, and we have to pass keys here, not values. I'll show here Avinash, and that is a value for the name, and it will return as false because that's not a key. We can only return keys here. We can write some random values and you will see that it will also return a false. So here we have to give keys. We can use this membership in dictionary with keys. We can check whether this key is present in the dictionary or not. So this is about membership, and we can also iterate a dictionary for I in my dict, and I'll print I. So what I'll ideally see is all the items present in the dictionary. You will run this and see, you can see name, country, key 2 and key 3. It will give us the keys. It will give us the keys of this particular dictionary. If I run this for loop and iterate, it will give us the keys of this dictionary. You can also find the values of the dictionary that I'll explain in the next video. That's about built-in data type methods available on dictionaries. There are some methods where we can get values for the dictionaries. I will explain that in the next videos, in the next section. So these are about length, membership and iteration.